What's up, guys? Wrestling Hype, and I'm here to talk about TNA's extremely bad move with the August 1st warning. Um, so we date back to Tuesday, or Thursday, and TNA basically, they were having this thing going on where it was August 1st, there was this guy who was sending videos into TNA and telling them that he was coming and gonna attack or whatever and he had business to take care of. So I'm watching and everyone's watching and wondering what the hell, who is it gonna be? You know, it's someone, hopefully a wrestler. Um, and it's not a wrestler. It ended up being Tito Ortiz, a former MMA star, or he's back, I think, and this is just awful. It's awful for multiple reasons. The fans didn't know who he was. Second of all, what's with TNA and the MMA guys? Obviously, I heard that it was Spike that hired them, so they're doing Bellator and TNA. It's not actually TNA that made the deal, but either way, bad move, and obviously it's to, settle things with Rampage because they have a fight at the end of the year or something like that. An actual fight, so he's got things to take care of, and I'll just show you a clip right here.
We are going to have a fight at Hardcore. What the hell? Wow. August 1 warning. Identity revealed as the MMA legend Tito Ortiz.
That fan reaction was wonderful. No, it was the worst fan reaction ever. You couldn't even... It was legitimately silent. I mean, it sounds a little weird from the video. By the way, props to... I'll find your username. Props to the cheapest pop for that video clip, because I couldn't find it anywhere else that was in that good of quality. So thank you for that. And, there's going to be memes and jokes about it all over the internet, because it was a joke. Like, no one knows who this guy is. First of all, I didn't know who he was until I kept reading about him and figured out who he was, and then I was like, oh, this guy is who he is. But no one knew who he was. No one cared who he was, and no one was expecting, like... Well, actually, by the time that promo started to unravel, I think people knew it was going to be him, but no one wanted it to be him. I mean, and here's the bad part. Let me just switch over to a on-screen cam. Okay, so here I am on the Impact Wrestling site, and what's on their homepage? This shit? What? Tito Ortiz shocks the world. He wouldn't have shocked my grandmother, for God's sakes. He didn't shock anyone staring into the camera like that. Like, what are these people, what does management think they're doing with this? And I know, yes, oh, you can blame Spike for this, and Spike were the guys who hired, but TNA can say no, that they don't want that. They can say no. So here's what they're saying. It's the date we've all been warned about, and when the smoke settled on the August 1st edition of TNA Impact on Spike, we knew that the true identity of the Mystery Man. Battle for Glory series matches. Okay, oh, God. It's just awful. It's just legitimately awful. Like, it's the worst. It really is. Look at that. Look at that awful face he's making. He's like, oh, I'm a big tough guy. I'm gonna come in here and beat people up even though I know nothing about pro wrestling. And they have the audacity to say that they shocked the wrestling world. Do they really? I don't think they really think that. I think just by watching the program, you can tell that they didn't shock anything. It's pitiful, honestly. It's disgusting. I don't know what they think they're doing. You know, when I first saw the August 1st warning, I was like, okay, they might be onto something here. This could be kind of cool. They could be doing something kind of nice here. You know, maybe it's Bobby Lashley. I heard it was Bob Holly. Didn't want it to be Bob Holly, but I'd rather it be a wrestler than just some dude who's an MMA star, apparently. you know, of this big MMA star, which he probably is. I'm not taking anything away from his MMA career, but that was an awful, it's just disgusting. It was an awful idea, and it was an awful storyline and an angle. It's just a terrible angle. Oh, Rampage versus, you know, Tito. Then where's Tito? Is Tito with the aces and eights? Is Tito with hit by himself? Is he gonna be that Lone Ranger guy who's gonna beat people up with a punch? Like, oh, I challenge you to a boxing match or an MMA match right here in TNA. Watch, that's gonna happen. That's gonna main event at Bound for Glory. I'm guaranteeing it. Well, I hope not, but I could see it happening. Just watch. Oh, you know it's gonna be the big bad, you know, Tito Ortiz versus friggin' what's his face, um, Rampage Jackson in a you know, a real MMA fight right here, you know, in TNA, sponsored by Bellator and Spike. It's like, come on, come on. And that's all I have to say. And once again, thank you to um, the cheapest pop. I'll throw his channel in there just because I used his video, and I don't want to just go ahead and rip him off like that. Alright, thanks. I'm getting a call from someone, so that's the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.